Good afternoon and welcome to today's Mind the Chat. Today we will do a journey into the future of engines. So we will have a very special guest that is a leading person inside a leading group. The leading group is CNH Industrial. And before introducing our guest, let me show you a short video that present our today company. So you might seen we will have a lot of vehicles, a lot of potential propulsion system. This will be today's topic for our conversation, and I'm really happy to welcome our special guest. Is Pierpaolo Biffali. Pierpaolo is the Vice President for Product Engineering at FPT Industrial. That is, as mentioned, is part of CNH Industrial Group. That is a good 28 billion revenue group. Welcome, Pierpaolo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
So, Pierpaolo, before entering and start discussing about the company you work with, and then especially this part that is definitely more interesting in our conversation, where you are headed in terms of evolution, future, innovation. Let's stop a second talking about your background. What has been your career before joining FPT Industrial?
Yes, thanks, Alberto. Actually, it's more than 20 years. I've been working in the field of combustion engine and powertrain development. I started as a design engineer. I grew up as a design engineer for Pascar diesel application in the Fiat Group. And then after a couple of years spent on a high-speed train project, I joined the industrial branch of Fiat CNH, still working on development of engines and driveline, but in this case for trucks, construction equipment, and agricultural machines. Now I'm here leading an R&D group of 1,200 engineers, with the challenge to execute this fundamental transformation from a kind of engine-centered DNA to a more powertrain propulsion-oriented approach by accepting and leveraging on the new technologies that are available so far to be applied on our products.
Before entering into details, let's give to our audience a glimpse of CNH Industrial, because it's pretty diversified company. You have on highways, off highways. Give us some numbers, and also specifically we have some hints in terms of the level of diversification.
Yes, sure. As you mentioned already, we are a $28 billion company, worldwide based. We are a global leader in the field of capital goods. That means that we develop and manufacture agricultural machines, construction equipment, commercial and specialty vehicles, and powertrain, so engine and driveline, for industrial application. We are present with 12 brands on worldwide markets, and also the R&D footprint is quite global. We have a core engineering group in Europe, but we have valid technical centers and technical capability in North America, in South America, in China, not only to sustain and support the local market, but also to try and exploit local capability, from worldwide presence. So that's more or less the group. As I mentioned, we are operating in 4 main segments. One is about agricultural sector, so tractors, combine machines. We are leader in Europe for vineyards application, and additional to that, in the off-highway, also construction equipment is one of our sector operation with machines from compact wheel loader to big construction ones. Commercial and specialty vehicles is instead active in the on-highway segment with trucks from light commercial to medium and to heavy application for long haulage and special mission, as well as firefighting, military, and some specific application for special market and special customer. And then it's us, powertrain. As I mentioned, we deliver engine and driveline for powering this group of application, of industrial application. We have manufactured last year almost 600,000 engines, which is more than an engine per minute, and more than 200,000 transmission and axles. And we also we deliver our products not only to application and brands within the CNH Industrial Group, but more than 50% of our products enter the free market. This is a crucial, I think it's a crucial, it's of a crucial importance in order to secure competitiveness and confront our products and our achievement with the real market without just staying into a group powering a limited or say a specific number of customer and an application.
Just staying on this topic, when I saw this number, it just popped up to my mind something that I've learned in the past. But again, you are a specialist, so correct me if I'm wrong. And the point is that the business of, again, my data were referring to the car manufacturing, so the pure automotive, but probably the logics are the same. The economies of scales for car producer is definitely smaller compared to the economy of scales that the engine powertrain producer should have. And again, your numbers tell exactly something like this, that you are actually servicing a number of manufacturers that is larger than the one that are part of your internal group.
Yes,
is that correct, exactly. Or it's just something that?
Yes, Alberto, we leverage on two things. One is the synergy across the segment. I mean, when we develop a new technology or a new product, we think since the early stage about application over a different segment, from truck to buses to tractors, construction, power generation, and marine, which is heavy engineering work as a front load at the very beginning, but then we can secure the applicability of similar value or same value over a wide range of application. And if you add to that the non-captive customer, that's where we find the economy of scale that secure the profitability of our business.
And then you go also beyond your groups, meaning that probably the size of the powertrain producer in terms of scale economy is even larger than the one that probably a single group can afford, and that's the other.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But FTP has a pretty long history, if I'm not wrong. Again, we're talking about almost more than 150 years of history. Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, FPT Industrial is quite a young brand that was born at beginning of 2000. But I mean, our heritage.
The legacy is longer, yes.
Yes. Our heritage belongs to really the beginning of the 20th century with, I mean, the two souls, the one of Fiat from the Italian branch of the industrial engine of Fiat, and the other one coming from Case, that I mean, met together, built up this development of and capability about powertrain in the industrial segment. So as FPT, starting from early 2000, we achieved some significant, some relevant technological steps, like the SCR only. SCR only is a technology that we introduced in the on-highway and the off-highway application. So by using a high efficiency catalyst operation for the lowering of the NOx, of the NOx emission, that provided a competitive advantage to our customer as a kind of simpler and cheaper solution compared to the other on the market with EGR. One of our last achievements, it is worth to mention, is also the success that we brought natural gas engine to diesel-like performance and durability for industrial application. Our, champion in that range is our Cursor 13, powered with liquefied natural gas, capable of 1,500 kilometer range on a Iveco natural power truck, with really customer, I mean, driving experience, which is diesel-like, low in torque, fun to drive, great performances. But on the other hand, also the advantage to reduce the CO2 emission and the possibility to be powered with renewable gas, so biomethane, to neutralize the carbon footprint of the operation of the truck.
On this specific point, again, a question that is more vision question. Again, we have been facing probably in the past few years a gigantic change of sentiment. Let's say again, the beginning of 2000, diesel was by definition the standard way of propulsion. I think Europe and many companies inside Europe has definitely a strong competitive edge in terms of, again, it was a technology where European industry was definitely leading. And in the past few years has been probably an overall change of sentiment. And now we are definitely, the diesel propulsion is something that is probably no longer the standard way of propulsion, and we are definitely going to what are called the alternative propulsion approaches. Again, from a company like FPT and generally CNH Industrial, again, you have been probably through Fiat, probably the first diesel engine in the world has been introduced by you guys. You have been a competitive advantage. How was difficult to change the perspective and start working on alternative solution? Again, it's easy to be done if you're not the leader or not the incumbent. But if one or the incumbent is, again, it's easy to be said, but it's very difficult to be done. How you have lived internally this transition and you have repositioned yourself as a company to do that, the transition, that move? Well,
the attack against diesel after the Dieselgate, no, it's something that have stimulated us in two directions. One, to really stretch the diesel capability in terms of efficiency, in terms of emission, to really the limit by applying all the available and future technology to the combustion engine. On the other hand, we received also an important message, and that's starting from there, we changed the rate of investment in the field of alternative propulsion. We had in the past already some concept with electric vehicles, with hydrogen tractors, but more as a proof of concept of the technology rather than thinking on a real application in the medium term for such kind of technologies. I mean, to be pragmatic, we see diesel or in general combustion engine still relevant product on industrial application for several years. But the growing availability and maturity of new technologies such as electrification and hydrogen are shifting very, very quickly the balance of combustion engine against electrified solution or new technology solution. So that's why we don't think there will be a unique solution or unique configuration of the perfect engine for I mean the full range of industrial vehicle on highway or off highway. We think that electrification and new technologies we have to leverage on those in order to enhance the performances, the efficiency, and in general the productivity of the machines in the hands of our final customer. So that's why we are focusing and targeting specific application for battery electric solution, like like commercial vehicle operating in the delivery, but also big trucks that can fit with such a zero emission solution if the range and the operation are allowing that kind of technology. But on the other hand, we moved to hydrogen and hydrogen fuel cell as the solution for the heaviest range of our application. The mission of a long haulage truck carrying 40-50 tons of goods for 1,000 kilometers, or a combined machine operating 24 hours a day for 7 days is really a kind of mission that at this moment in time cannot fit to a battery solution, but can be clean as the electric one in case of using the hydrogen as energy vector to be stored in the machine under high pressure tanks. In the middle, there is the jungle of the hybrid. Hybrid is a kind of really never-ending option that you can apply. But again, hybrid have to be interpreted as a solution that have to offer a final advantage to the customer. So the customer is available to accept the burden of the cost of the complexity that hybridization of a standard combustion engine brings, but only in case that is resulting to a real benefit on the daily operation, on the availability, on the efficiency of how the machine is working in its field. So we see.
Let's show some of your products, and probably that help us to visualize what you're saying. I think again, starting from the natural gas, give us some again.
Yes, this is the one I mentioned. Is the Stralis Natural Power, powered with our Cursor 13. 30-liter engine. We achieved diesel-like performance and 1,500 kilometers of range with the LNG, liquefied natural gas fueling on the truck. This is really one of the also product developed together with the European infrastructure of the Blue Corridors in order to allow and enable goods delivery under long haulage with clean solution of natural gas and reduced CO2 impact. And then if you go ahead, we have a complete range of natural gas product for on-highway application. This is LCV, daily, but also bus. We powered not only in Europe, but also in China, in South America, several fleets of city bus with powered with natural gas. But it's now time also to explore the off-highway area and segment. This is a medium tractor powered with natural gas that will be complemented by small tractors and also some proof of concept on big agricultural machines in order to sustain the circular economy in the agricultural sector. We have in Europe and in Italy a significant number of biodigester producing today electricity and biogas, and we can leverage on this existing footprint to make available on the network zero emission fuel, so carbon neutral fuel, biomethane, powering the agricultural, the farming with a neutral CO2 solution with CNG engines. And this one instead is a concept we presented last year at Agritechnica in Hanover, the fair for the agricultural segment. It's a Steyr branded medium tractor, which is normally powered with a 6-cylinder diesel engine. In this case, we have a hybrid solution, downsizing the engine to a 4-cylinder and with a serial configuration with battery and wheel motors that offer the capability to operate at zero emission for a certain range, a limited range, but also to save like 10 to 50% fuel economy because of the hybrid architecture compared to a standard combustion engine one.
This is pretty cool one. I want to order one because again I see a lot of
it's quite expensive
for urban driving. Again, it may be the new SUV vehicle that you have to show when you are going for an aperitivo in the fancy places. So let's move the discussion to again one of the big announcements that you have done, I think, starting last year, and then have been reiterated February this year, and has been also followed by his, let's say, debut on NASDAQ a few weeks ago. We're talking about Nikola. Nikola has been, again, we were talking before about what might have been the turning point from traditional propulsion engines and electrification, and a lot of people are refer typically to Tesla as the game changer, and because Tesla in a certain way visualize and not just the concept but also put the concept on the market, and a certain way has definitely moved the discussion towards electrification to a different level. And there is a lot of people that are looking at Nikola in the same way, meaning Nikola might be the equivalent of what Tesla has been for electric vehicles, and in this situation will be electric but also hydrogen propulsion. So I would like to let you tell us a bit more about the partnership with the CNH and Nikola, meaning that you have done a relevant investment, when the story has started with this Arizona startup, US startup. And again, tell us a bit something behind the scene, because it's super relevant again in terms of strategic moves.
Yeah, I mean, as you can read, also it's public domain. We have invested through our Iveco brand and segment in Nikola Corporation. I mean, the very first contact we got with Nikola were last year. We have already somehow targeted the electrification and the hydrogen fuel cell solution for heavy commercial vehicles in our roadmap. But we try to find with Nikola an accelerator. Nikola is quite a big startup based, you mentioned, in Arizona. We are talking about more than 200 engineers working on innovative solution for trucks and hydrogen production. They have ideas. We are, of course, we domain the product and the market in terms of application, customer experience, and industrialization of the commercial vehicle. We have started, as I mentioned, the journey towards the hydrogen fuel cell powered truck by starting a European program even before the Nikola came to our world. And also the daily electric, it's a product that we have on the market since many years as one of the first light commercial vehicle battery powered by batteries. No? So we think that we thought, I mean, both sides, Nikola and us, that the ideas of Nikola engineers could have been turned fast and I mean correctly into solution for a product that can enter the market, having clear on the market from the customer what are the expectations according to the current capability of the typical combustion engine solution. So we are trying to, that's maybe the main challenge, no, that we are facing with our Nikola friends. We are more pragmatic. They are more dreamers. They have vision. They want to break the rules, and they are pulling us out of our structured, and well-known environment, challenging us to a kind of combination of energy and background to find a kind of right path to deliver innovative product for the commercial vehicle. In that case, we are working on a common platform for heavy commercial vehicle, powered either by battery electric solution for specific range and vehicle application, or hydrogen fuel cell, leveraging on synergy that the two architectures can have in common, like the electrification, the axle, the cab, all the overall vehicle architecture and arrangement. If I may, really comment one of the challenge or the hardest point is really we at the very beginning we almost thought that some achievement could not have been possible. No, in the time frame that the Nikola engineers try to push. In the end of the story, we understood that by changing our typical approach and going trying to confront and put together the expertise, we can find really an accelerator to make available this kind of innovative solution to the final customer. Not waiting for 10 years, but with the agile development program, develop solution in some years to make them available on the market.
No, again, on this specific point, I think that the move that you have done with Nikola has, beyond being potentially a strategic, forward-looking move, has a lot of value, because again, going back to our prior conversation, again, Europe has a leading role in diesel and prior, I'll say, let's call them old combustion systems. And now the play has been moved everything to electrification and potentially hydrogen. And then Tesla come in the scene as becoming probably the leading experience that everybody is looking at. And so with clear US traction. Now with CNH Industrial becoming the leading investors in the Series D of Nikola. This has been the last round before the IPO. It has been not a properly IPO, but something like that. It has been on 12 billion valuation IPO. And also with, if I got it right, the idea of putting the production in Germany. I think all these things may have important, not just strategic significance, but also probably also a political value, because again, we are probably putting Europe at the center of the scene in an area that might be super strategic and super relevant. So that was the point when I saw the two announcements one after the other. The announcement of CNH leading the Series D, 250 million investment, if I can remember. And then 2 months later, the Nasdaq debut of Nikola, an impressive valuation. There's been a lot of comments, how is possible to have been a valuation of a company with these numbers. But beyond all of that, there have been two relevant information one after the other that have a strong, not just strategic relevance, but also political meaning. Can you give us your view over here?
Yeah, I mean, that's behind that result, there is the great expectation from the market to really have innovative and alternative propulsion powered trucks on the market soon, in order to really attack this climate change issue and offer a way out to the Green Deal challenge, that it's a worldwide issue we have to face. So I think that the expectations are really high, and that's of course one of our concerns as well, because going faster, it's somehow dangerous, in order to achieve the right maturity of a truck that in the end of the story, the customer is expecting to use the same way or similar way that today the combustion engine is offering. So in terms of durability, reliability, total cost of ownership. So I think we are in a challenge, but we have a kind of unique opportunity. You mentioned Tesla. Maybe the really Tesla time to market or time to penetration of electric car could have been faster in case Tesla have approached or have started with the cooperation with the car manufacturer, more intensively, like we are doing with Nikola. So we think that this cooperation can accelerate the availability of solution in the field of trucks.
Yeah, that's a good point again, because there we go back to the old concept that is, at the end, we are always in between a make or buy solution. I think in the electric world, Tesla has been a totally independent solution. Again, strongly supported by the US government, we have to say, because again, they probably gave away the traditional automotive industry. And again, Fiat crisis is probably one of the outcome of the Obama political decision a few years ago. But on the other hand, they heavily supported Tesla along the journey. Again, probably you're talking about, if I can remember, 10 to 15 years of government contribution into Tesla. While in this situation, Nikola has probably the potential of becoming the new Tesla, and then there was potential two options. One option is to do the same pathway, to follow the pathway of Tesla, and so going independent, or there was another option that is also from an industrial perspective, that is from the manufacturers, was we have to produce internally the new solution, or we try to partner with the new kid on the block. And that has been the solution. That opened the discussion to the next topic I want to touch base with you, that is the role of partnership, the role of acquisition in your strategy of innovation. So if I can remember, you have done some in the field of electrification. You have done also some other relevant, probably less visible, because Nikola is definitely more well known. But you have done also some substantial and material transaction. One is Potenza Tech, the other one is Microvast. Can you give us some more details?
Yes, sure. I mean, both Microvast and Potenza are, two separate actions, two separate steps that we did, but with a common objective and vision. Battery. We understood that taking under control the life cycle of the battery is really crucial, is a kind of a crucial step to develop and profit from electric vehicles on the market. So that's why we signed this cooperation agreement with Microvast. Microvast is a US-based company with a technical center and heritage in China. They are really, they grew up really with the chemistry DNA by developing a specific cell solution for industrial application. They are not really full competitors of big volumes and great numbers behind the automotive segment. No, so but they have the skills and capability to help us on identifying the right solution for a battery of a truck, a bus, or a tractor, which we believe cannot fit with the identical technology or identical solution of the automotive industry, because of operating condition, because of duty cycle, because of durability required. So the agreement we did with Microvast is that we develop and manufacture battery packs and possibly modules in Europe. We are going to set up a plant in Turin to deliver battery packs to daily, so commercial vehicles, light commercial vehicles and buses, Iveco buses, based on Microvast technology, but trying to exploit our knowledge of the mission and application of industrial vehicles. So what the battery need to respond to, in terms of performances, in terms of overall behavior. And on the other hand, to try and reach the economy of scale, cross segment and cross application on the building block, which is the module, in order to achieve, right value on the chain of the verticalized battery production. Complementary to this agreement with Microvast was the acquisition of Potenza. Potenza is a, I'll say, startup, small company based in UK, which is active since many years, 15 years, in the field of vehicle electrification and battery prototype. But the real core technology that we have been attracted from Potenza was the intimate knowledge of the battery operation, as they have a proprietary battery monitoring system, the software, who takes under control the battery operation and can monitor the health of the cells, the modules over the life of the battery. And this is something which is not only relevant to, I'll say, exploit the efficiency, the durability, and the performance of the battery on the vehicle, but also to control and get knowledge of the state of use of the battery when it's time to change it, and control with a clear mind the recycling of the battery modules that will come off the vehicles at the end of their life.
Yeah, so that is again, and looking about this partnership acquisition, what are the main hurdles moving from an internal conception of a fully integrated R&D cycle when you are integrating strategic component developed by third parties? What are the main hurdles? Because this is a big topic across.
This is in general. Yeah, this is in general one of the issues or challenge that we have. The approach we are following is to not to fully integrate the operation of the new entities, like startup or new acquisition, into our existing world, but establish the right connection, the right network, but leaving the new partner, the new company working, following their style, their typical approach of things. Otherwise, we risk to lose the pace. No, do not exploit the speed that the startup or small companies can offer as an acceleration to the product development. On the other hand, of course, we can help on better, build maturity of the product with solid processes and application. But we are trying not to make violence to these companies by forcing them on using our style of work. But we have to, we are learning to adapt ourselves one side to each other in order to find the right combination, the right level of operation together.
Yes, is a very complicated marriage, because imagine also a company like Nikola, again, is poster child company, again, typical US style, merging with the different size and the different procedure of a larger company. Again, that's create typically a lot of issues that are unfortunately there is not an handbook that you can read and say, okay, what we have to do to manage an external acquisition. What is the right level of integration and independence? Again, this is a topic that we are discussing with many of our customers that are dealing with sometimes some initial acquisition of startups, so totally different culture, totally different perspective, totally different speed. But on the other hand, generic lack of experience, industrial knowledge that you can definitely put on the table, bringing an immense value, but has to be dosed in a way that doesn't kill the energy, the approach, and the perspective typically these younger and more dynamic company do have. And so it's a very, very complicated mix, and that's why sometimes when I have the opportunity, I ask what has been some key learning and what have been some mistakes from you learned from, because typically there's a trial and error path that you go try, and then you see, no, that way didn't work. Let's try another way around. And so that's why I wanted to ask, because it's a very super hot.
Yeah, it's you mentioned it's an issue, but it's also, I think, a great opportunity for a big company like us to breathe new wind from startup. New approach. Also disruptive, way of working compared to our established style. And I have to say that this COVID crisis maybe also helped in a rush to be more closer to that kind of remote working, fast data exchange, crowdsourcing. So those typical way of approaching operation like startup have, in order to make them active, on a broader range and a broader market. And also we have been forced to break our standard way of working, because just we could not access the office. We could not do meetings and run meetings, 10 people in the same meeting room, no face to face. It may be, the reverse or the benefit, unfortunately, from this COVID serious virus crisis that we got. We understood a little bit better how to come closer to those realities, as we have been forced to do that.
Yes, you've been forced into the garage culture, all of us from the corporate world, and also understanding that you can live in a definitely more structured and less processed way of doing and way of working. Moving the discussion to the vision for the future again. When I was interning at your exhibition facility, I was impressed by a concept called Cursor X. Can you tell in a bit more about that and explain what is your vision of the engine of the future?
Yes, Cursor X is the image of our vision of the engine of the future. As I told, we do not believe that the solution for our customer, our application, will be unique. But we think that we can share into a common concept, synergies over multi-application, modular application, multi-fuel. So we think that in the next future, the new engine will look like common for commercial vehicle, agricultural, or other application, but inside the shape, the form can be different, will be different. In a case, electric, battery electric. In other case, still combustion engine, but powered with renewable fuel, or hybrid. And the concept of Cursor X is trying to contain the different phases of the solution into one unique shape. The very first example, or the very first step towards such a visionary concept, I think, is the newborn F28. F28 is a 4-cylinder engine designed for off-highway application, construction, and agriculture. It's small, like a 3-cylinder, so you can replace the 3-cylinder with the 4, with all the benefit that the cylinder the additional cylinder can offer, can be powered either by diesel fuel or by methane. So we have two configurations already available, as well as we have already concept and prototype running in the form of hybrid with an integrated electrical machine to assist and improve the performances and the efficiency for the construction and agricultural application. So it's not really still the stage of a X vision, but it's a step towards that to conceive a product which is ready to be powered for through different energy vectors, battery or fuel, diesel fuel or natural gas, and also power different application from tractors to construction to power generation units.
Since we are going to the end of our conversation, I think we start working as Mind the Bridge with you guys to help you to identify innovative solution from startups. We'll have one of our Scaleup Summit that will be digital next week in Israel, when we will put you in front of some interesting solution. Can you help us to understand what other direction you are definitely looking at beyond, again, innovative propulsions? Again, I think one area that is pretty important is the one regarding digitalization, predictive maintenance. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, the one of the feature of the Cursor X is to be connected. That means that the data available on the engine, on the machine, can be made available on a remote base and can be used to predict failures or advance maintenance intervention through a kind of very simple application that the customer or the dealer or the operator can use on the smartphone. That's in order to monitor the health of the engine, of the drive, of the powertrain on the machine, but also to secure the availability and the efficiency of the machine without, unexpected failures, interruption of operation, and also in the direction to reduce the cost of maintenance of the product through a more smart planning and maintenance operation, more based on predictive than on reactive when something is not working.
Let me terminate the discussion with a couple of questions. Number one is, I don't know if it's $1 million question, is are internal combustion engines dead, or you believe something different?
No, we don't think that the combustion engine is dead, not yet. We think that the current or the way we know the combustion engine is maybe coming to a limit in terms of efficiency and performances. So that's why we decided to invest into a startup based in UK, Dolphin, in order to develop and bet on a completely new disruptive approach to burn fuel to deliver power. Dolphin is a startup that we are running to demonstrate the possibility to achieve 30% CO2 reduction by still burning fuel, renewable possibly, with a kind of split cycle, so new technology in terms of engine application that is still in the research stage. but we do believe that have all the elements, all the really point to be a player in the next decade as an alternative to the electrification, so the pure electrification path. This is something that will become more and more attractive as a solution as soon as the target of the regulation and in general the common sense will move from local or onboard emission of the vehicle to a more I would say cradle to grave approach. How do what is the energy that you spent to build, develop, run, and recycle the product? If you consider a full cycle in that form of really high efficient engine, the Dolphin can offer really a valuable perspective against pure electrification. So that's why we decided to invest on that.
Got it. Two quick questions to close. One is, do you see Italy and Europe in general having a role on the global innovation scene? Is our industrial base up to this challenge?
I think it's I mean, we are in good shape, I think, in Europe. I mean, COVID crisis looks like haven't impacted the Green Deal process, the pace on the Green Deal that European member states and in general Europe decided to pursue. Instead, we expect a boost, possibly by investment and funding coming to accelerate the availability of alternative propulsion solution in Europe. Europe is definitely from a regulation standpoint, the most challenging. So we have to consider Europe as a kind of market at the center of the new technology to be really or to fit really with the environmental restriction and environmental target that the world is setting, starting from Europe. I mean, it's not the case, Alberto, that I mentioned. We are running a funded program with European Union to build and operate a fleet of trucks powered by hydrogen fuel cell in Europe on different countries. So there is really, I think, good field in Europe to grow in the direction of the Green Deal.
Final question that was coming from our prior discussion about Tesla. One of our listeners mentioned that Tesla is not just about electric vehicle, it's also autonomous driving. And what's your vision in terms of autonomous driving, at least in the areas that you are working on?
Well, autonomous drive is definitely one of the other branches of technology which is actual today and all companies are investing on. To come really to the ultimate level of autonomous, it's not only a matter of investing on vehicle technologies, but also an infrastructural investment is necessary, is needed to enable the capability of autonomous drive under safe operation. Honestly, I think that for our sector, there are some operation that make sense to push really to the ultimate level of autonomous, but there are some specific operation that I think still need it's part of the customer experience that we have to preserve to run the vehicle, to run the machine, and operate on a professional way, like a driver of a truck or a driver of an agricultural machine can do. We are investing on that, but we think that it's not just everything autonomous. We have to take care of what to push in the autonomous direction and what to keep in the hands of the final operator to really leave the customer, the final customer, drive the operation of the machine.
Yeah, because maybe in the agricultural construction sectors, there might be application when that might definitely be very relevant. Yes. Okay, I think we are up to the end of our conversation. I really want to thank you for the time, for the intriguing journey into the future of engines propulsion and where we are headed, again, from one of the leading industrial companies that are really having a serious play into that. So again, a very, very interesting discussion, and let's keep it up with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And let me send a very last message. I mean, we really need the new ideas coming from the new world of startup and emerging companies. We are really open to accept the challenge to think differently on our products and our processes. So we welcome new ideas coming even from small and remote possibilities around the world.
I think based on what you've done in the past few months, you are walking the talk. So again, definitely we'll see more on this area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.